What's up, world? Happy Wednesday, I think. And today, if I had one wish, other than my health, I would wish to win the lottery and to have a good crew of construction workers to help me build kennels. Come with me in a day of the life of me as I, try to earn my way. So we're gonna start with the watering. Gotta give them some fresh water, and we're gonna follow it up with some feed. So on this side of the yard, we don't have a designated, is that the word, designated? Or a water source just for the animals on this side. So we have to disconnect it from the washing machine, and then we have to reverse the process. Now this is a big issue right here. If I told you if we spend a lot of time unkinking a hose, man, but it's part of having hoses. So this doggy is he's a good dog. He's a sweet dog. He's kind. He jumps a lot though. He'll scratch you. And every few weeks or so, I'll get out here with a wire. What is the thing's called? A wire mesh or whatever. Scrub brush or whatever. And I will actually scrub the inside because algae will grow. She's sweet too. I don't think they have names. But this is kind of the whole process. I'm going to go from start to finish, and I guess ain't no reason for pauses in between, you know. Then we got this one. We're starting to wander around the yard. Not the yard, but the neighborhood. We had an electric fence, which is strange. I don't know what was going on in Mom's mind, but I did what she said. You guys seen the video, but she took it down like 2 days after I did it. I don't understand what the point or nothing, but she's probably trying to do magic. We got those two as well. They're good. They're kind of playful. Let's give these guys some water. Just hanging out. It's the best I can do, with what I have. But yeah, I always dreamed about my own personal kennels. You know, if I had the things the way I wanted, would like to have it. Excuse me. I wouldn't mind having I guess 20 kennels or so. I mean, I wouldn't have 20 dogs, but maybe 12 dogs. I could probably tolerate 12, but because there's a couple dogs that I would like to have, a few different breeds. Then there's this one. I don't know if you're seeing or not. Yeah. He's a pretty sweet dog. Barks a lot, look. Don't they are? And then there's this one. She's sweet. Does not like cats. Not one bit. Will not tolerate no cat. Oh man. Kink. Where's all the hose I got? Well, it's all the hose I got, so probably got a kink too though. Yeah, clearly there's a kink in that thing. Yeah, but she don't like cats, man. She will attack cats. Hey, look, another one. You know about that? Is that something? It's a little waste of time, ain't it? Then I'll go back around and feed them. And then that'll be the sort of the task for today. But I know that Mom, she struggles with it sometimes. 'Cause she works all day, And me as a good son, might as well. I ain't gonna have her around forever. But one day maybe I'll get me some kennels, but according to my research, whenever kennels are built like very correctly and efficiently, it's real simple, Real simple, but it needs to be done right. Like their own trench and all that for cleaning the concrete off, and like connected housing, cooled and heated would be ideal, but not a lot of people thinks about heating and cooling their dog kennels. But if you had top quality dogs, like Dobermans or expensive breeds, we definitely want to sort of treat them in a way that is awesome. What I do? What do I do? I don't know why the thing keeps going dark on me. Put a washer. Not done yet. We still got several others. But yeah, I personally would, especially if I was retired or something like that. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to sort of get dogs the way you want them. Time every day. Walking, playing, feeding, the best quality foods, clean water every day. I personally don't know if I would leave the AC on or the heat on all day, every day for dogs. I would just put some hay or something out. But in a more awesome fashion, it would best be to have them heated and cooled. This one here, Joker right here, nice. He is wild. I think he's wild because before we had the this stuff right here, see how this I think it's called hog panel or something. Before they had the chain link on that side over there, he would stick his head out, and then there's 2 or 3 dogs running around in the yard, grabbed him by the head, and they pulled his doggone head off, man. And ever since then, he has been crazy. Here's this one. And that one. You know what I mean? It's a lot to manage, and I don't know. I don't know the purpose of having so much responsibility, But that's my thing, is responsibility. One dog is a lot of responsibility, but 13 is a lot of responsibility. And from my standard, it's very difficult to care properly for 13 dogs and work full time. You just won't never have enough time, You just won't never have enough time. And you won't never be able to touch them. You won't never be able to love them. You won't never be able to bathe them. It's just impossible to properly care for 13 dogs. There's that one over there. I don't know if you see him, but all he's focused on is that little kitten. I mean, that's how I see it, but I guess everyone has their own way of doing things. All I can say is, I try to help when I can, and I try to be of some help, because, it's just the right thing to do. Try to always be there. We got this one. I don't know if you can see her, but she's in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. 13 dogs. And 2 cats. Anyway, I try not to get in the way. I also try to help as much as possible, but with a kennel, it'd be really simple. I was telling her she needs to put up a GoFundMe, maybe get her some high quality kennels built, so that you can just walk down the line. And if you get it done right with the right kind of wire, you don't have to worry about them attacking each other. Through the wire, they'll be fighting back and forth. And I think she goes through 3 or 4 bags a week, ideally. $21 a bag. So it's like easily $100 a week on just dog food, Personally, I think it's kind of wild, to literally be, you know what I mean? Maybe a little jealous because I need a car or something, or a motorcycle. But look here. Also feed the birds too. Feed them in the yard. I guess it'll be all in the yard. But anyway. But yeah. Maybe if we built like 20 kennels, in a row, or 10 on one side, 10 on the other, maybe it'll be a whole lot simpler. In like these the right water source and stuff like, or like a quality water source. That's a big old water hose, you know, don't kink up. Yep. Possible. Possible. But to be a pet owner, any kind of pet owner, it just takes so much time. It takes so much time and a ton of money. But so this is 4 cups. Usually 4 cups will do the trick. But there's 2 or 3 of them running around here that 4 cups just ain't enough. You know, they get skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. I don't know if that's just like a metabolism thing or a breed thing, like this one. You know, sometimes it take a little more than maybe 6. I guess it's the winter time, but I learned that 4 cups he doesn't put on any weight. This one here, some would say she may be even a little overweight, you know, but it's the winter time, so she needs it. What's up, buddy? This one here. So yeah, this is kind of part of my reality now. It's because I recognize, and that's why I was kind of thinking, you know, but should I go? Should I stay? But you know, I have my own life, and you know, have my own responsibilities, I guess, my own dreams, and your master has hers. So I tried to play with a few of them, touch on them, you know, at least rub them, you know, kind of push them around a little bit, touch them, love them, and every now and again, just so they know, you know. But some days I just don't want my hands smell like dogs, you know. And some days they jump up on you and scratch you, and you know, that's just how I feel about dogs, you know. That's how I feel. Well, that one over there, and this one right here, I sort of finally discovered the key to her weight balance, because she was not gaining any weight. She would not gain any weight. And 4 cups just wasn't enough. So I had to sort of kind of step up to 6 for her. I know Mom said that 4 cups is all they needed, but it just wasn't working. She was never putting on any weight. She was getting skinnier and skinnier. Gotta balance it out. There's a few things around the house, like I was telling you guys the other day, there's a lot of responsibility, like this right here. See, this stuff, I don't think this was done right. I think that her ex-husband, before he passed away, I think he did the best he could. But I don't think he got everything perfect, because we got that pile up of water there. We got this right here. And I think that it's just a septic tank. I don't think that there's any kind of leach off. I forget what it's called, but it has like where they have the rocks and the gravel, where the overflow, the sludge, and then the water, and then the leaching of it. I think it's just a bare simple like septic tank. You know, maybe there's some holes drilled in it or something, but I don't think it's one of the the other kind. I think it's, but it leaks under the house, I think. Well, I'm pretty sure it leaks under the house. And I'm pretty sure that septic tank gets full probably twice a year or something. And you know, it's just a lot of simple things like that that can't go ignored. If it was my cabin, you know, if it was my fishing cabin, there's a lot of things that has to be perfect. You know, like the dog kennels have to be perfect. You know, this one here's an old coon dog or something. He's good. He's a very gentle dog. Very gentle. And I learned that about 4 cups is enough to keep him kind of, you know, really good. And 4 cups is enough to allow him to have plenty in his fat reserve, put it that way. How dogs are. This one here though, the joker's just needs I think it needs about 6 cups. But and it's winter time too. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. And like I said, hey Ma, if you see this, sorry, but 4 cups wasn't doing nothing. They was just getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. This one here, same thing. You know, there's so much adjustment that needs to be done on this entire setup. You know, the whole situation is kind of out of my whole hands. You know, it's kind of overwhelming for me the way I do things. That like, you know, all I can do is feed and water them. The other things is sort of out of my control. You know, and that's just how it is sometimes in life. This one here, he needs about 8 cups. Literally about 8 cups. And something's happened right here. Well, I think there's a line done been busted under the ground because of this. Maybe because of something that was hammered in the ground, or something's going on, but there's something leaking in there. Because right there's the well, and the water lines come up through here. But it's almost like it's not right, because the water line's right there and the well's right there. So it must be like right up in here somewhere that's busted or something. But it's just a lot of stuff to do, you know. And I was telling him, I'm like, hey, I can't even think clearly because I'm so deep in poverty. So deep in poverty, trying to even think about making repairs is just out of my realm of thought, you know. So yeah, that's one of the situations that we deal with. And I could come spend all day digging things up to figure out what went wrong, but you know, I see the other stuff, like without being too personal, you know, I'm just saying, like, then I see other things like you know, the trash that's left on the ground, and the cigarette butts on the floor, and the stuff like that, you know. And I just think, well, that's the Lord telling me to kind of stay out of it, you know, and which is loud and clear, but very loud and clear, because in poverty I can't think. But there are signs, you know, there's signs. Hey, look, helicopter. You know, there's signs that clearly it screams to me, it's not your problem, stay out of it. You know, but those are a few things that's going on around the land, the property, and that's the cabin. You know, that would be a nice cabin. You know, put some veneer on the side, some wood veneer on the side, or brick veneer, or stucco, whatever, something but cabin-like, maybe wood veneer, or log veneer, I think it's called. And do some sheetrock on the inside. Put a storage barn out here, or like a facility, you know. Do electric heat in there, and a wood stove, you know, and turn it into a fishing camp, and it would be amazing. But there's certain things that it's just difficult, like this. And it leaks under the house. And God bless his soul, my brother got out here and he dug up the ground, and he put a pipe going from that main pipe, and just put like it just dug a hole and put the pipe in that container. And I was wondering, you know, what's going on. He says that he did that so that the food and stuff that falls through the sink can drop out into the ground right there. And you know, I did some research long before then. You know, I was in like basic shop class, but I was like, oh, that's just not how you do it. But hey, there's nothing I can say to him, because there's nothing I can say to Mom either, except for just sort of do all I can around the house, you know, which is what I've been doing for years. But anyway, the dog wants to go outside too. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So that's how long it takes, about 30 minutes to feed and water. But anyway, there's huge potential, there's great potential. Sometimes, you know, sometimes there's nothing we can do about it, except for get out of the way. So that's the day in the life of helping Mom with her animals. Hold on, let me go feed this chicken too. Okay. So then what I usually do is come outside, and there's this rooster in this pen over here, right there. It's been in there for several years. I thought about letting him out, because the other hen got out, and that hen ain't got no rooster. But it's just like sort of just stuck here, you know. And I've been moving it around several times a year, or several times a month actually, because it just scratches up the ground so much. And that's it. About 30 minutes, but that's all I can do. Because of that cat going up under that house over there. They're still feral. So that's all I can do there, is just sort of help out the best I can and try to stay out of the way. That's it for today. Thanks for walking with me and listening to me as I do my best to help out around this house the way I can. The only way I can, really, and just listening to my ideas and talking about, you know, what I would do, what I wouldn't do. You know, you have a good day. I'm going for a walk.